Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Grit and Equity Talks podcast with yours truly, Dr. India White. I'm thrilled to be here with you this holiday season. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate it. I hope that you're having a wonderful time with family and friends during this holiday season. With that said, I'm going to now go right into some announcements for us. First things first, the Grit and Equity Talks podcast will be featured on the X Factor EDU network, hosted by Dr. Matthew Joseph, and it will also be found on Spotify. Also, I would like for you to check out my website at www.india-white.com for books, blogs, or to schedule me for an upcoming speaking event or coaching event. Thank you to those that are already doing this. Yes, we are already looking into 2025. So let's keep it going. I also want to invite you to follow me on social media. Facebook is Miss India White. LinkedIn is The India White. Twitter is Indy Speak and Teach. Instagram is Indy238. YouTube is India White 123. And TikTok is Dr. India White. I also wanted to remind you of the Grassroots mini workshop. You can find it. It's the one on grit, how to harness grit to help your students thrive. I wanted to also remind you of the online tutoring and learning opportunity that you have with the Grit Academy with me. For you guys that are wanting some support with tutoring with your students, I will be here for you. And of course, I wanted to remind you of some upcoming events. Now, this month is, really exciting for me because we're launching a Grit conference. So this is going to be the Get Gritty for the New Year Women Empowerment Conference. Let me see if I can share with you a really neat flyer for you. So just sharing for you, here is the Getting Gritty for the New Year Conference. It's going to be on December 19th, 2024, Women Empowerment Conference. I'm honored to be the keynote speaker. I'm working with Coach Jenny. There's a lot of work that we're going to be doing. We are looking for any women that are interested in being speakers. Please send interests. You can send me an email or send it to Coach Jenny. There is a link. You can find this information on Facebook because we are going to go live on Facebook Live for this conference. Again, this is women empowerment, women from all different walks of life coming together to talk about how we can be gritty for the new year 2025 and beyond. So thank you to Coach Jenny for this wonderful opportunity. And at that event, there will be opportunities for you to snatch a grit calendar to help you plan. We will have some planning sessions. There's a lot that we're going to be doing at this event, and I'm super excited about it because we're going to be building grit, which of course is great resilience in time. So with that said, that now leads me into us talking about our topic. And again, I just told you guys about the Grit Conference. Now I want to talk with you about our topic, which is having grit during the holidays. Again, we're going to talk about having grit during the holidays. I know that many of us are choosing to celebrate, going around family, and many of us are playing different roles. Some of us are traveling across the country. Others are preparing our homes to receive people. But no matter what, this is a gritty time. So I first want to start off by talking about grit and how can you be gritty during this holiday season. First things first, be intentional with your plans. I think, it's, when you're intentional, not to burn yourself out in a span of 2 to 3 days. Be intentional if it's cooking, if it's cleaning, whatever, especially if you're cooking. Do you have to cook for 18 people if only 5 people are coming over, right? Or, if there are 18 people coming over, then maybe you can have other people join you and cook different sides and things so that it's not all, in your lap, right? It's a lot. I would say have a team if needed, which kind of goes into what I was just saying. Who are the people that can help you in this holiday season with the children? Who can help you with, those that want to share stories? Who can help you with the fun events? I know some people are even, doing pre-Christmas things, right? So it's like, you might have games and things or different things going on. You might be making decisions about holidays and Do you need to put up decorations now? Do you want to wait? There's a lot of things there. And so then that kind of leads me to the next point. Like 3, don't inconvenience yourself. And I say this because it's so easy for us, especially us with these big giving hearts, that you want to do everything for everyone and you want everything right. And it could be to where you are maxing yourself out, you're maxing your energy out, you're maxing your finances out. And it's like, is it even necessary? It's really annoying when you do things, especially for like teenagers or young ones, and they don't even care. It's like, oh, okay. You know, like, so be careful not to inconvenience yourself. That's why you have to be intentional. Find out what people want to eat, find out what people like, and stay in that lane and be content. Find out what games they want to play. If, you know, you don't have to go buy up 30 board games. Figure out, you know, a couple that people like and you know, a couple of desserts. You don't have to cook everything under the sun kind of thing. Just because you can make it doesn't mean you have to. Maybe this year you can, you know, slice a couple of those desserts, or, you know, do you have to cook, you know, both meats, or do you have to, like, there's just so many different things that you can kind of prioritize here as you're celebrating Thanksgiving and other holidays. The next point is set time limits. So set time limits for yourself of, if you are the person cooking, which whoop, whoop, shout out to all of us that will be in the kitchen. If you are that person cooking, set time limits on how much you want to spend on that. Are you going to spend the next day or two? Or are you going to spend, you know, how much time is it going to take for you to spend on desserts or on the turkey or whatever? Do you need support? Set time limits on who's going to help with the children, who's going to help with, you know, different things. Next thing, look for the excitement in each day. And I think this is imperative because sometimes it's really good. And sometimes some people aren't really looking forward to the holidays. Some of us are dealing with the loss of loved ones, loss of things. You know, we just had the catastrophe with the hurricanes. So I know some of those families, they're not necessarily looking forward to it. They're still looking for a home, right? Some people are still misplaced and haven't been given the assistance that they needed and that they were promised. So, I mean, and that's a whole nother conversation, but, you know, we have people on different wavelengths here for this holiday season. I think this holiday it might not be as happy-go-lucky because people are dealing with those real life catastrophes. Not everybody's going to run out to Black Friday this year. You know, people might have to save and try to buy a home. You know, so it's one of those things that we just have to kind of keep in mind. And I think that with that said, you know, we also have to use emotional intelligence, being very sensitive to those that have had loss. You know, and to those that maybe you weren't affected by any catastrophe and things have, you know, been running smoothly, awesome, but just still being mindful that when you're in the presence of somebody that might have been losing something, you know, right before this holiday season, just, you know, extend some love and be there for them however you need to be. So with that said, I now want to talk about grit during the holidays and some things I found for us online. So let's go to first things first. I want to talk about emotional intelligence. First things first, this came from Colorado State University. Go Colorado. Okay, so it says emotional intelligence can help you handle the holidays. They wrote this 5 years ago. Okay, this was written by Stephanie Singh. Okay, so it says it's clear that struggle doesn't take off for the holidays, right? And we were just talking about that. Gremlins don't go on vacation. Checks bounce. Chemotherapy appointments are still scheduled. Relationships keep unraveling. Oh, okay, go on and go on. She says, Brene Brown, a research professor at the University of Houston and a well-known author, describes an unavoidable truth about holidays. She goes on to share her strategy for navigating that truth. So it says, as I prepare to spend the next few days with my friends and family, I've decided to find my holiday magic in the mess, to practice my love and gratitude for the special group of folks who keep showing up and loving me not despite my vulnerabilities, but because of them. And I love that because it's not about being perfect and always being happy-go-lucky. It's about being honest. It's about being you and allowing people to embrace you, you know, whether you're up or down. The next thing, stress during the holidays. While the holidays can fill our lives with joy, they can also lead to feelings of anxiety, sadness, anger, and other difficult emotions. In a 2015 Healthline survey, over 60% of adults across age groups reported feeling stressed over the holidays. Time, expectations, and relationships can all contribute to that increased stress, right? And then it talks about how those mixed emotions, they can contribute to also having that during the happiest time of the year. So now she's going to talk about emotional intelligence. So Brene Brown taps into emotional intelligence. It says, brought to attention by Daniel Goleman. He talks about identifying and managing emotions. And it says emotional intelligence is not a personality trait. It's a skill that we can develop to manage the holidays. Okay, guys? So listen. So 1, be aware of yourself. You have to. If somebody's getting on your nerves during the holiday, learn to walk away, learn to take a bathroom break, learn to take a drink of water, do something, right? But don't like have an episode on like take it all out on them. Emotionally intelligent people practice self-awareness and self-regulation. During the holidays, allow yourself time to feel your emotions, all the good and all the bad. Okay, so Tuesdays with Maury says, pull them on like a familiar shirt. Right. It says, notice the butterflies in your stomach or the tension in your neck. Experience it without judgment or a need to fix it. Use relaxation and calming strategies such as deep breathing and grounding as you try to identify the emotion and understand its meaning. Be aware of others. The ability to extend awareness and regulation to others is another skill of emotional intelligence. Pay attention to the emotional experience of those around you. Use empathy to try to understand how they are feeling and consider multiple perspectives. This is big. Offer grace and forgiveness. I mean, goodness. Like, we really need more of that, I think, just overall. It says co-regulate. Co-regulation means to manage your emotions together with another. Often when a loved one is upset, our emotions escalate as well, leading to tension, arguments, stress, and misunderstanding. We don't have time for that this New Year or this Thanksgiving. Okay, it says remain calm in the midst of another's emotional distress. That always allows us to create a supportive environment that can help de-escalate the difficult emotion. Okay, y'all? Y'all remember that. Whew. And I would say, too, be careful what you discuss at the dinner table, especially with this, time of year and what our nation has, all the different transitions in our nation. Just use wisdom. So this says focused on goals, flexible on means. Through it all, keep your goals in mind. An important part of emotional intelligence is knowing your motivation and remaining hopeful in its pursuit. If something is causing you stress, ask yourself why that thing is important. That's a good question. Why is this important? It's causing me stress. Why is this important? It says, is there another way to accomplish the same goal with less stress? With scheduling the large family get together on a day after than the actual holiday, allow the whole family to be together and relieve the tension of having to split time. That's a lot, right? Could sending a Valentine's letter rather than a Christmas letter still enable you to share family updates, but relieve the holiday pressure? So yeah, they're talking about just being flexible, right? And then here it says, develop your emotional intelligence. Finally, emotional intelligence is a skill we can build, and the best time we can do it is when you're under less stress. After the holiday, take time to revisit your emotional experience. When did you feel the happiest, and what brought you joy? When you experienced difficult emotions, what were they? Explore the origin and meaning. What do you think you might do differently next time? Think about those things that you were able to regulate and co-regulate well. What helped you do that? And how could you use those skills to manage difficult situations in the future? The struggle doesn't take off for the holiday, but like Brene Brown, we can find magic in the mess. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I'm going to stop sharing that. I thought that was a pretty neat article that she shared with us. And I want to say this too, for those that have dealt with loss and, people just aren't with you anymore. I think it's a time to kind of reflect and be grateful for the good times that you did have with them. and the meals that they shared. If they were a chef or, it was a mom or grandma, things like that, be grateful for that good food and the great memories, different things like that, but find this as a time of closure as well. Pay respect to them, to those, of you that are dealing with loss. And I know it's tough for those that are dealing with grief to not just hurl under a pillow and blanket and just cry your eyes out, the whole time. I think that, it takes courage to want to live and move on, especially when you're dealing with loved ones that, were good to you and they're no longer with you and you're just not looking forward to this holiday. But I want to just extend my condolences to you and just to let you know that it's okay to take this one moment at a time and to muster up enough courage to live and to try to share your love and your light with others that are still here with you, and to allow the people that have passed on to kind of live through you, because, the fact that they shared parts of life with you, they can still live on through how you carry out their memory. So there's that. I also want to share with us another article I found that will help us with this. About 11 methods to better manage time during the holiday season. Again, 11 methods to better manage time during the holiday season by Forbes. So it says the holiday season is an excellent chance to spend time with family and unwind amidst the festivities. Many entrepreneurs used full engagement mode during holidays and even some of the weekends, turning off the urge to squeeze in a little bit of work in the holiday time may be difficult. Very true. Taking time to simply unwind and enjoy the company of those loved ones may seem like too sudden of a shift, right? In an entrepreneur's daily schedule. So it says the key to holiday harmony is finding the right way to juggle your personal life and work needs. Okay. So below, 11 members of the Forbes Coaches Council share their best methods of balancing business with holiday fun. And this is so important. So these guys here, oh, look at my faces. So 1, plan early and prioritize. I like that. It says the best tip is to ensure that things get done and that we have fun in the process. Is to start planning early and prioritizing tasks at hand. Okay. Next thing. Declutter mental chatter. Interesting. Small things matter. Declutter your mental chatter. Take responsibility for your own thoughts by noticing how you feel. Then, if possible, change your perception about it to remove yourself from that situation.
Hey, Mom. So, hey, guys. She's not really being nice because he's not taking me to the movies. Anyways. But so if I get it right, can I go at 5?
Yes.
All right, bet.
All right. The next one, carve out time. Plan in advance as best as you can. The holiday season is a busy time, but for the most part, we know what is taking place from day to day regarding events, work parties, and the like. So make sure you carve out time for your family events, work activities, and time yourself to unwind and decompress. I like that. We don't do that a lot. Like, we just throw ourselves into it and then we throw ourselves into the next thing. That's how burnout happens. All right. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see if they have anything else for us. Yeah. Trust your process. That's a good one. Tip 4, trust your process. So it says, during the holiday season, it's common for coaches and entrepreneurs to focus on New Year launches, client retention, and preparing to be surrounded by family who still do not understand being your own boss is a real job. It's essential to allow the vision to expand beyond its current form. Next, they say, tip 5, maintaining self-care rituals. So self-care is being ready to face many challenges in your work and personal life, especially as we hurry to complete the work on our desks and prepare for the festivities in our home. Commit to priorities focused on yourself into your day Every bit counts. And moms, I want to encourage you to do the same. It's so important to not just say, oh, because I'm a mom, I have nothing. It's just all for the kids. You still matter. Anyway, we're going to talk about that at my great conference. All right, next. Number 6, set your intention and then work toward it. Forget the myth of the superhero who juggles life in maelstrom of the holidays, all the while keeping their daily calorie intake under 1,000 thanks to the 4:30 a.m. workout. Oh my goodness. It says, don't let the perfect be the enemy of good. Ooh, I like that. I think this is good for all of us. I think that's the saying of the night. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, whether you're in the kitchen cooking, whether you're trying to master those conversations that you're having with loved ones, trying to deal with different vibes, different personalities, different lived experiences, whatever. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. And then one more. It says, I'm going to do number 8. Utilize a prioritized to-do list. I utilize the agile frameworks I teach my clients for organizing personal life and business. It says, I maintain a prioritized backlog of to-dos. This is so important, with the most important item to complete at the top of each list. So, and it should go from to do to doing to done. That's good. So with that said, that's some really cool tips that they left for us regarding how we can really take advantage of the holiday season and, having grit during the holidays and to do it in a way that's beneficial. And I just want to say, I think all of you guys are awesome. So show up as your awesome self, be nice, work towards any forgiveness, any healings. If you know that, you're oil and water with someone, you might not want to be by them 24/7, but you might want to do some work on yourself and see how you can love them, see the best in them, see the traits that you do like in them, right? And work on being a better version of yourself. Be a bigger forgiver, be a bigger lover, be a bigger person of fun, someone that, people really want to be around. So I hope that helps. I think that we've got some tips here on what we need to do this holiday season. Don't burn out. Have a good time. Enjoy it. And maybe you're not going anywhere. Maybe you're not doing anything. Great. See it as a time to relax. Maybe you can look into 2025 and see if there are certain new things that you want to do. But don't beat yourself up and don't feel like, maybe you've had some disappointments or maybe, I don't know, some plans didn't go as you thought or whatever. Don't beat yourself up over that. Just be grateful, take time off, relax, self-care, but just remain positive. Keep that growth mindset going. And so with that said, guys, thanks so much for joining me today for the Grit and Equity Talks podcast with Dr. India White. Again, with this show, if you're wanting to know more about this show, the Grit and Equity Talks podcast, it will be featured on Spotify and it will be hosted on the X Factor EDU network with Dr. Matthew Joseph and on all of the main social media outlets. So I want to encourage you to look at that. You can also check out my website at www.india-white for books, blogs, or to schedule me for a speaking or coaching event. You could check out my social media handles. Social media is Facebook is Miss India White. LinkedIn is The India White. Twitter is Indie Speak and Teach. Instagram is Indie238. YouTube is India White 123. TikTok is Dr. India White. Also, I wanted to remind you again of the Get Gritty for the New Year Women's Empowerment Conference. All you ladies out there, join us. It's going to be on December 19th at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So please join us there. We're looking forward to seeing you. And if you're wanting to present or, whatnot, then send me either an email or look at the Facebook link of the post. And if you don't have that Facebook link, then you can just reach out to me via email, which my email is scrolling down below, india.white.123@gmail.com. And I'll get you that information. Okay. Also, I wanted to remind you guys of the Grit Academy for online tutoring. If you're trying to prepare for that for next year or whatnot, we would be very happy to be there for you and to help your little ones. And so with that said, guys, thanks so much again for joining me on the Grit and Equity Talks podcast. Until next time, stay gritty. See ya.